If you search for Katy Perry Collections right now, you'll find news about a bankruptcy filing in 2021. If you look up Victoria Beckham's fashion brand, you'll see years of public financial losses, repeated restructuring, and reports of the business surviving only through heavy personal investment. And if you search for Yeezy, a standalone brand, you'll see a once dominant empire reduced to lawsuits, licensing chaos, and a dramatic fall from relevance after 2022. Now, pause for a second and think about it. These were not side hustles. These were massive celebrity-led brands with giant launch campaigns and years of hype behind them. And yet, somehow, someway, they are either dead, paused indefinitely, or shadows of what they once were. Now, would you believe me if I told you that while these brands were falling apart, other celebrity brands were doing the exact opposite? For example, Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez crossed hundreds of millions in annual revenue and became one of the most successful celebrity beauty brands in history. Fenty Beauty by Rihanna reshaped the cosmetics industry and reportedly crossed the billion-dollar mark within its early years. Skims by Kim Kardashian grew into a multi-billion-dollar valuation brand. Same consumers, same social media platforms, and same celebrity access to attention, yet completely different outcomes. So why is that? Why do some celebrity brands die while others turn into real businesses that outlive the fame itself? Now, to understand this, we need to first understand why celebrities launch brands in the first place. If you ask 10 Americans why celebrities launch brands, chances are 5 will say it's because of ego, and the other 5 will reply because of creativity. Not that they are wrong, but they miss the deeper truth, which is that fame expires. You see, in Hollywood, a celebrity's peak earning window is surprisingly short. An A-list actor or pop star might dominate headlines for 10 to 15 years at best. And during that time, the money looks insane from the outside. A blockbuster movie can pay tens of millions. A single endorsement deal can be worth more than most people will earn in a lifetime. But what most people don't realize is that roles dry up, endorsement rates drop, and public attention moves on faster than anticipated. As new stars appear, old ones are often relegated. And suddenly you see someone who once earned 8 figures per year negotiating for 5 figures just to stay visible. If that feels relatable, it's because we've seen it happen over and over again. Former chart-topping musicians now touring small venues. Once dominant actors appearing rarely or switching to supporting roles. This is simply how the attention game works. However, as a celebrity, if you own the brand, there is no fixed salary ceiling, and there is no dependency on casting decisions or trending algorithms. If the business works, it keeps earning even when you've left the spotlight. That logic is exactly why so many celebrities jumped into fashion, beauty, alcohol, wellness, tech, and lifestyle brands over the last 2 decades. But there's an Achilles heel to this, which is owning a brand is not the same thing as being famous. This brings us to the first major reason celebrity brands die, which is product-market fit. So take Katy Perry Collections as an example. The brand launched colorful footwear inspired by her stage persona. Early on, it gained attention because it looked fun and different. But the problem was the market itself. You'll agree with me that the shoe industry is brutal. Customers, which includes you and I, care deeply about comfort, durability, pricing, and repeat wear, which means novelty alone does not suffice. Over time, sales slowed, costs stayed high, and the brand struggled to scale profitably. In 2021, the company filed for bankruptcy protection, citing financial difficulties. Now, in hindsight, fame brought the much-needed attention, but the attention did not bring sustainable demand. However, product-market fit is not limited to the shoe industry alone. Take a look at Victoria Beckham's fashion brand. This is one of the clearest examples of a brand that had prestige but struggled with reality. For years, the brand positioned itself as high-end luxury fashion, and to be fair, it was. Even critics often praised the designs. But the problem was the business model. You see, luxury fashion is expensive to produce, expensive to market, and brutally competitive. Brands need massive scale or elite pricing power to survive, which Victoria Beckham obviously has. But despite her global recognition and efforts, the brand reported losses year after year, sometimes exceeding tens of millions of pounds. The business survived largely because of continuous financial backing, not necessarily because it was a very successful venture. Again, fame opened the door, but did not guarantee repeat customers. And there is also the famous case of Yeezy, which at its peak was a cultural force. His sneakers sold out in minutes and resale markets exploded. In fact, Yeezy was so successful at the time that Adidas reportedly made billions from the partnership. I don't think I'm very far from the truth if I say Kanye West became a billionaire largely because of the brand. And yet, the entire empire still declined. And before you ask, the reason is because the brand was built around a single person, with no separation between product value and personal behavior. This is a double-edged sword, because when public controversies escalated and Adidas cut ties in 2022, Yeezy effectively lost its manufacturing, distribution, and retail backbone. This lucidly shows that if people buy only because of the celebrity, the brand dies when the celebrity becomes a liability. Which brings us to the second force that decides everything: celebrity brand alignment. Now, some celebrities represent something very specific in the public mind. Selena Gomez has long been associated with vulnerability, mental health advocacy, and relatability. Rare Beauty aligned perfectly with that image, offering accessible products and messaging focused on self-acceptance rather than perfection. Now compare that to many failed celebrity brands, and you'll notice a common pattern appears again and again, which is that the brand does not stand for anything clear. It is not premium enough to feel aspirational, not affordable enough to feel accessible, and not unique enough to feel necessary. It exists in the middle, and the middle is exactly where brands go to die. And this is exactly what happened with several short-lived celebrity lifestyle brands, including Meghan Markle's The Tick, which shut down in 2017. While the blog gained attention early on, it lacked a strong reason to stay relevant once Markle's public role changed. It was personality-driven content without a durable business foundation. What many celebrities don't know is that when the connection between their public identity and the product feels weak or forced, customers sense it immediately and switch tracks. But even when the product market fit and brand alignment are decent, there is still a third force that quietly kills many celebrity brands. And that force is scale and structure. Now, in the US and UK markets, categories like beauty, fashion, and wellness are already crowded beyond belief. Consumers have endless choices and loyalty is fragile. A celebrity brand might get millions of eyes on launch day. That doesn't necessarily define its success because attention is not the same as retention. In the grand scheme of things, there are unique dangers to celebrity-driven reach. You see, when a celebrity promotes their own product, fans often buy it once out of curiosity or loyalty, and that first sale feels like success. But if the product disappoints even slightly, those same fans disappear instantly. And unlike normal brands, celebrity brands rarely get second chances. When disappointment spreads, it spreads emotionally. People don't just say, the product was bad, they say, I felt misled. And that emotional break is deadly, to say the least. Regular brands can rebrand, relaunch, and slowly rebuild trust. But celebrity brands are permanently tied to one face and one reputation. And when that reputation cracks, everything cracks with it. So when you sit down and digest all these, you'll notice that celebrity brands do not actually fail because celebrities are stupid or because fans are fake. But they fail because fame is borrowed attention, not owned loyalty. Real businesses are built on repeat behavior, not one-time excitement. The brands that survive understand three things deeply. First, the product must solve a real problem or deliver real value that keeps people coming back. Second, the brand must feel like a natural extension of who the celebrity already is, not a costume they put on for profit. And third, the business must be able to stand on its own, even when the spotlight fades. If even one of these fails, the brand starts bleeding quietly. And if you've ever bought a celebrity brand product, did you buy it again? Or was it a one-time experiment? Let me know in the comments, and if you found this breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.